Gosh, you rolled that R like.
Yeah. I never know how to pronounce R.
Well, we are live, you guys. So glad that you guys are here, and you're gonna get to hear Fika roll his R's. Wow, he can roll those R's like nobody's business. I'm telling you, man. Today we are here to share. We are here to share the successes of two people who have gone through the Jumpstart Your Online Tutoring Business masterclass, and both of these people have gotten students. I've got two amazing stories to share with you, and I can't wait. We've got Iris Rice, who is an online reading tutor, right, Iris?
That's correct. That's right.
And we've got Fika here, who lives in South Africa. I know, so cool, right? And he is from Pretoria. I did not say that like he said it. I did not say it.
He's from South Africa, Pretoria.
Pretoria. Okay, I can't roll like he can. So we're so glad that you guys are here. We've got Natalie Chama in the house, and we've got the vegan rock star, Jerry from Chicago. Glad you are here. Beth is in the house. We've got Nancy from Florida, and of course we've got our Robert, who is our king of calculus, not chemistry. I made a mistake the other day and I said chemistry because I was looking at another tutor who teaches chemistry. So the king of calculus. Glad you are here, Robert. So glad you guys are going to guys are in a treat for hearing the stories today of how are these tutors getting students. So we've got Iris here. Iris, tell us a little bit about yourself and your tutoring business.
All right, I'll start off by saying that I've been a classroom teacher for the past 20 years, mainly elementary school. And I've taught in different states throughout the United States and also in Europe. But over the past few years, I've had clients that were, or students that were, I saw face to face. And so during the pandemic, I started to see them online, but I was really searching for a program that taught me the business side. I mean, I know how to teach, but I was really unfamiliar with how to keep up with all this stuff. So I searched through a lot of programs, and I landed on Joanne's YouTube one day, and it changed my life.
Oh, so, that's really exciting. So before you joined Jumpstart, how were you feeling before you joined the program?
I was so confused. I could not keep up with like my regular job, and then trying to keep up with the students and trying to track expenses. And I didn't know anything, like I said, the business side of marketing, and then also my mindset had to get right. I had some work to do with that. And I think that's primarily the key with taking your program, because I just learned that it's really all about how you think about what you're doing. And you have some great references and resources for that. And I continually plug into those, and that helps to keep me going, because before I was in a total sea of frustration.
What are some things that you remember saying to yourself before you joined?
Well, like I can't do this. This is too much. Maybe I should just quit. This is I don't need to do this right now. It's just adding more stress in my life. And I had to change all that around just to realize that my job or my work, not my job, my work is so much more important than whatever excuses I can come up with why I'm not able to do something. So I have to really aim high. The goal planner that you recommended is amazing. And the creator of that program, I believe what really he taught me is that you have to aim higher, have a bigger goal than what you set initially. You have to just expand it.
Yeah.
So I have to get used to doing that. As a teacher, we're just locked into like day to day. If you're in a brick and mortar, public school, you're just surviving basically. So I wanted to move beyond that, and I wanted to impact kids in a bigger way. So this allows me to do that.
Oh, that is so cool. And you ended up getting 2 students as you went through the program so far. What are some things that you had tried in the past that failed for you?
Well, as I said, being a teacher, I did not have an entrepreneur's mindset. So I was really ignorant about how to tap into marketing and getting more students. I've just never been involved with that. I either tapped into my local church or by word of mouth. So I didn't really go out and seek students.
Sure.
So your program taught me it's a pathway for beginning to have a framework for really actively, continuously getting students. So I really didn't have a strategy.
Sure.
So what your program taught me was and the way I got these students was through building relationships. And early in the course, you do video and present just how to expand your thinking about how many connections you really already have that you really haven't tapped into. So that was really the key for me for getting these students was building relationships.
Oh, that's awesome. So is that how you ended up getting your 2 students?
Yes.
Oh, very cool. So what did you do? Tell us more about that.
Okay, well, one student is the sibling of an older student I've taught for years, but she had a younger brother that needed assistance in reading. And then the other student, believe it or not, I met on a playground, but I connected with the mom at first. That's how the connection came about, because I didn't know that child, but he was just so active on the program, on the playground. And I was like, take me to your mom. I want to meet your mom. He was just so funny, and he knew everyone on the playground. And so when I met the mom, I was like, oh my gosh, I love your son. I don't know whether he's been here before, but everyone knew him and he knew everybody. So we just started to talk, and I told her what I did, and I said, I would really love to help your son with reading. And she was very concerned. She did have a need that really did not in the past had not addressed. So it was like a perfect combination of us just building that relationship, and me reaching out, wanting to help her son to increase or level up his reading, and then her desire for him to really enjoy reading and make it a more pleasant experience.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. And like our Facebook users are saying, it's all about building those relationships. And just because we're online doesn't mean we can't build those in-person relationships. You can't deny like things that already work. When people get to see you, they get to know you, they get to like you, they want to work with you. Sometimes they might want to work with you in person, sometimes they want to work with you online, and whichever you're open to. I think it's so cool that we can continue to use those strategies instead of saying, "Oh, I'm online, so I can't use that. I can't do that." Yeah,
Sure.
I had somebody just recently who had said, I actually commented. I was volunteering at an event. It was a night of stars, and what we do at my church is we host an entire prom for special needs people, and we get to be, they ask for volunteers for buddies. So I volunteered to be a buddy. I invited my friend who has Down syndrome to come and join us, and my daughter got to be his date to the prom. So that was really cool. They're both in high school together. They've known each other for years. I used to babysit them and watch them and stuff. So, and I got paired up with another person. So we're waiting in line. I didn't even know who I was going to get paired up with. So I'm like standing in line waiting to get paired up with somebody, and I'm like, whoever God sends my way, I'm gonna have a great time with them today. And it's amazing how you can meet people, because you don't think that just everyday situations like this you'd meet somebody who needs help with reading, right? So I'm in line, and this one mom had like the coolest dress ever. So I just look at her and I'm like, oh my God, I love your dress. It is awesome. It's so nice. And she was like, thank you. I was kind of hemming and hawing on which one I should wear. My daughter's actually convinced me to wear this one. And I was like, well, your daughter's did a great job on helping you out. And we just started chatting. And all of a sudden she started telling me what a rough year she had this year with reading and her daughter. And it was like,
Right.
well, that's what I do. I help kids who are struggling with reading. You never know when
Yeah.
these opportunities are going to present themselves. So you need
So
to use
true.
them, right?
Right.
Or kind of build it on into the conversation. Like if they have kids, like, oh, how did school go this year for your kids? Right? Like it's a
Yes,
really simple
exactly.
question. You're not out there just to be like, well, I'm a reading tutor and I would like,
Right.
that's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah. That is weird.
You got to bring it in naturally. So I'm so proud of
Right.
you for doing that, and getting on out there, and what an amazing experience. What's one thing that you learned from the Jumpstart program that was a game changer for you?
Oh my goodness. I've learned so much and so many things. I guess the one thing that is the game changer is learning really the business side of tutoring,
Mm-hmm.
and really scaling it up than just being a small town tutor, and um, having like I said, a framework, because as a teacher, if you're a regular teacher like me, you're just not experienced on that side of it, the business side.
Mm-hmm.
But before the business side, like I said, the mindset is huge. So you've got to make a mental shift first
Sure.
in order
Yeah.
to visualize just really, how much expand how much you really want to help kids and help people to get better in whatever area that you teach.
Yeah. And there's definitely, like you said, there's definitely a mindset shift that happens, right? Because of all of this. You go from being a employee in a school system to your own business owner, where
That's right.
nobody's telling you what you need to do.
That's right.
You have to just do it. But then there's these times where you're just like, I don't actually know what to do.
That's
And
right.
so that's why I created this
Yeah.
program, is to help people
That's
just like you.
right.
People who
That's
are
right.
great at teaching and just need
Yes.
help with how to run the business side of things.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that has been huge for me, because your guidelines are very basic, and you're human. I was looking for someone that's not, putting themselves on a pedestal and say, looking down at me, but you have a very even personality that you really have the heart to help people. And that's who I was looking for. And I found it in you. Thank
Oh.
you.
Oh, you're welcome. I honestly see all of us as collaborators together. Like we're all here to help each other out. Even you being here, who knows who's going to see this, who is going to need an online reading tutor, right? You just never
That's
know.
right.
And, even though I'm an online reading tutor, I don't really feel like it's competition. I feel like there's some people that are a good fit to work with me. There are going to be some people that are a good fit to work with you. And I want the right people to work with the right people.
That
You
is a
know?
beautiful attitude
And
to
I just
have.
think there's just, we weren't meant to work with everybody, we just weren't. And we all have our own like superpowers and
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. And if we can all tap into that, I just think it's amazing. So after you learned how to run like the business side of things more, how did you feel?
I feel more confident. I feel like,
Mm.
I mean, you have the mechanisms and tools, resources that are in place. You and the other coaches that are assigned have specific guidelines. They show and share and are open to any type of question. And um, that's what makes it so beautiful. I don't feel like I'm in a foreign land now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can reach out and ask a question, and it will be answered within that Facebook group.
Mm-hmm.
And I went further. Even I joined the reading interventionist group, which is awesome. I'm still within that group, but I'm learning so much about reading. I've taught reading for years, but there's more to learn.
Oh my gosh, there still is, and I'm still learning too. And it's
Yeah.
like and I think that's the thing that as tutors we all need to embrace. We need to
Yeah.
embrace that there's still more to learn in the area that we come off that we're an expert, right? Because we know what we're doing, we know how to help kids, but if we real experts are always learning, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And going
I like
deeper.
that you look, I'm sorry to interrupt. I like
No.
that you look at the current data, like what is
Mhm.
happening in reading, what's happening in math, what are the trends, and what do you need to be looking out for? And so that sets yourself up as a professional in the
Mhm.
field, that you're not getting old and stale.
Right.
So you're keeping current, and you know which methodologies and different ways to appeal to kids. So
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Well, if you could go back in time and give yourself advice before you started the program, what advice would you give yourself today?
Hmm. I think I would have started earlier with
That's
the
what everybody
process
says. That's what
instead
everyone
of
says.
waiting. But again,
Yes.
I just, oh man, I got so much. Oh, my head was full with so much information. I did research it, but my head was full with so much information. I did not know how to decipher which one was best for
Mhm.
me.
Mhm.
And that's why when I ran across you, from my perspective, you were someone who was very down to earth and very current and also visionary. So I want you have just a good mix of um, laying out like I said, the business side to make it understandable for a teacher, someone, a um, first non-entrepreneur. You
Mhm.
break it down in terms that I can understand and it doesn't seem foreign. Because I have a
Mhm.
son that's in business. I ask him a question and then he'll send me something. And I was like, I don't even know what this is. I don't know what this is. I can't read this. Can you break it down? And he can't.
Right.
So I was like, I need someone to break it down for me. So my advice would be to start as early as you can and as soon as you can to make the transformation to become an entrepreneur or a tutorpreneur, as the language is in our group. So yeah, I'm just so happy to spread um, my ability to help kids throughout, not only in my local community, but throughout the world. That's what I'm looking forward to. So I have a huge
Yes.
vision.
Isn't that
Yeah,
exciting that you get to work
it
with kids from
is.
all over the world? I'm working with a little boy in Peru right now. And you know,
Oh
it's
my
winter. It's
gosh,
winter in Peru right
it's
now.
winter in Peru. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, that's
So
so
he's showing
exciting.
up with his winter coat on and stuff. And I'm like, oh, oh. Like when I think Peru, I think warm, I think hot. I never think that they get cold. But
Right.
so like it was like a whole like mindset shift for me. Like this whole like I feel like I'm getting so like cultured like
Yeah.
in the world because of the students that I get to
Yes.
work with. It's really awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I know you've got to go, and I want to thank you so much for spending
You
some time
bet.
with us, sharing your experience on how you got your students and all of that. So congratulations. You're doing an awesome job. Keep it up.
Thank you. Absolutely.
I can't wait to hear how your business grows from here on forward.
Thank you so much for your help, Joanne.
Oh, you are welcome, Iris. And we got Fika here, you guys. All right, Fika, how do you pronounce your full first name?
My full first name is Figagashi.
Yeah, we're going to stick with Fika.
Figagashi.
Yep.
Figa
I
is-
can't do it.
Everyone
do
says that.
It's like you want to try, like you want to try, and then you hear it, you're like,
Yeah.
no.
So it means arrive at the right time. That's what it means.
I
Yeah.
love that. How cool is that? Talk about like a self-fulfilling prophecy,
Yeah, that's right.
right?
That's right.
You are arriving
So
at the
when I
right
was-
time to everything.
Yeah, when I was born, the reason they call me that is because my parents had just what do you call it, honeymoon child.
Uh-huh.
So they had been married for a year. They conceived on their honeymoon, and then they
Aw.
had a new house and a new car, new job. So everything was new.
Yeah.
So for them, it was like I arrived at the right time.
Oh, right. Oh my gosh, I
That's-
love what a beautiful story that is. So tell us, how
Yeah.
did you get started in, because you're in South Africa, how did you get started in the whole tutoring industry?
Okay, so my wife and I have had a love for maths. I studied civil engineering in college, and she also studied civil engineering. So how we got started is that we would go on dates when we were still dating, and we'd actually take people's homework in maths and do it for them during our dates. Yeah, so that we really enjoyed that, and we'd do assignments for them, college kids. And then, so we used to do that for most of our friends. We were doing it for free, and then more and more people wanted our services, so we started to charge them. And then we both loved tutoring, you know.
Mhm.
So I think in 2017 or 18, because I'd been working in the engineering field from 2012. I shifted into the education sector. So I
Mhm.
started lecturing civil engineering subjects at a college. And then, but I still continued tutoring, and we full-time tutors with my wife. But she's still working though. I'm a full-time tutor in the fact that I'm doing it 24/7 now.
Yeah.
Okay, so the lecturing gig, I know I go there sometimes, but since COVID started, everything shifted online.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, we've had to adapt. Yeah, that's how I found you, because
Oh.
I was looking to shift my business as well, the tutoring to online.
Yeah.
I lost a couple of clients because I used to tutor physically. I'd go to the schools as well to
Mhm.
tutor the kids there. But since COVID started, you know, everything moved online.
Yeah.
I really needed to figure out how this online thing works.
Yeah. And so you
I
started
loved it.
figuring that, did you start figuring that out before you joined Jumpstart?
No, that's the thing. It wasn't. there was just so many things to do. I wasn't sure what to do and what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
Too much information overload.
Yeah.
But especially with the marketing as well,
Mm-hmm.
I just had no idea how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when I joined Jumpstart, one of the first videos that you gave us had to do with marketing. And that's where you spoke about content creation. You also spoke about reaching out to radio stations, and I did all of those things, and
Yeah.
they worked out for me. It's just I'm a doer of the work.
I love that. I love that.
So
You're
yeah,
not somebody you're not a passive learner, you're an active learner.
exactly. So I like to consider myself an active learner, like you say. So I will try whatever you say. So those things that you were suggesting, those are the things I was applying, and they were
Nice.
working out for me. And that's how I got the 8 students through, the advices you were giving, especially content creation, number one, and the other marketing tools, especially the radio one was a major impact for me as well.
Yeah, so tell us about your radio experience.
Oh yeah, so you said we should just email my local radio station because they're always looking for news. So I
Mm-hmm.
thought I'd try it out. So I sent them an email. I told them that I'm a tutor with my wife. We tutor math. And we're doing it for high school learners, blah blah blah. So if you guys are interested, please invite us to one of your radio programs, whichever one will be relevant.
Yeah.
So they replied and they said, oh yeah, sure, please, can we book you for it then for, I think it was 2 weeks in advance. So they booked us for the second week to come to studio and do the interview. So we did the interview. We took a video and then we put it on our YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh my
that was
gosh.
really good. Yeah, we got some clients from there. It's not a lot. I did understand that even when you were explaining it, you did say that it's not going to get us many clients, but it's just going to create that credibility,
Right.
make us like some sort of experts in the field.
Right.
Same as, creating content.
Yep.
It's all about, making ourselves experts.
Yeah.
So those things, they really work. So people contact us.
That is fantastic. And I know you ended up in like week 3 getting 3 students. And then week 4, you ended up getting 2 students. Then week 5, you ended up getting 2 more students. And then week 6, you got another student. I mean, when you started getting these students, how were you beginning to feel?
I was feeling really great, because now literally I'm busy every day. So it means I've got clients every day to tutor.
Yeah.
I just need a little bit more to fill up my quota, my vision. As we said, it's during those times we're doing those videos. But I'm happy. My wife is happy. She's got clients too that she's working with. Yeah, after work in the evenings.
And you've been able, because of this tutoring, you've been able to buy some certain things that you wanted to be able to buy for your business. What were some of the things you were able to get?
Oh yeah, I got a mic, a very nice mic. I got a camera, webcam. I got a green screen behind me. I haven't got a light, but I'm not using it now. And then I got the Wacom tablet because I tutor math, so I need these things.
Yeah.
But I just got them recently from these clients.
Yeah.
That's been tutoring from these 8 clients. So it's like a business that's paying for itself.
Right. And that's the whole point, right? That's the whole point of this particular class that we have. And sign up isn't starting yet, but we're going to have another webinar where I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create a profitable online tutoring business. And we'll be doing that in August. I don't have the date set yet, but you'll be hearing about it soon. And you guys are going to get to just kind of hear about like what are some of the things we need to be able to put in place. You'll hear more about the Jumpstart program and all of that kind of stuff. And our whole goal is that as you go through the program, you're able to get one student or a whole lot more, so that again, it does pay for itself. It's like an investment versus like a cost, and you want to invest in things that are going to help you make money, not cost you tons of money. Like even having the tools that you have, those are going to help you be able to continue to offer great services for the students that you are serving. I've had people in the past tell me, well, Joanne, I'm from South Africa. I can't get students. What would you say to people like that?
Well, I've noticed that most tutors really, they don't create content, or they create the wrong kind of content. For example, the maths tutors that I'm doing, all of them, what they do, if they're creating content, they create the content where they're explaining how to do the maths problem, and the real clients are not looking for that.
Right.
That's for like, for example, high school learners or primary school learners, if you create the content where you are explaining a particular maths problem, that's for the student. But now the student is not the client, really, if you think of it. The real client is the parent, the one paying. And the parent is not going to sit through that lesson. So you need to create content that's situated, that's relevant for the actual client, the parents. And they want to hear totally different things from the actual lesson. You need to empathize with them. And that's something I learned from you. But initially, I fell into the same trap as well, when I was creating content, doing a whole lot of those lessons instead of empathizing with the parents and targeting them. So targeting them has really worked for me. Creating the content for them, that's the content that gets shared, that gets most of the views as well. So,
and where are your students located that you're currently working with right now?
All of them are here in South Africa, the local students. I don't have any international students.
Yet?
Yet. Yes, so maybe one day I'll crack the international market, but for now it's still just local kids because maths is the same. I did have one client from my wife did from America, and she was, it was seamless. She was paying in through PayPal, and the maths is the same.
Yeah,
the only difference is that we call it maths with an S, and you guys call it math, and we use metric system. So different system. Otherwise, all the concepts are the same, are literally the same.
They really are. They really are. I actually work on maths with a little boy from the UK, and some of the words are a little bit different, and we figure it out pretty quickly. So that's pretty cool. So I know that he actually does like his subtraction on the other side. Like he has a subtraction sign on the other side of the problems, and he will. He calls parentheses brackets.
Yeah, here we go. So we use the UK system.
Yeah.
In South Africa. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, what do you call parentheses? What do you call brackets? Do you call them brackets?
We call them
yeah, they're both brackets.
Yeah.
They're just two different kinds of brackets. Curved brackets and square brackets.
That's what we call it. We literally took everything from the UK. We colonized the English.
Right. Right.
We're
Yeah.
still stuck with their stuff.
So you have all of their systems in place. So yeah, those are like some of the
Mhm.
differences. But like once you learn like those differences, it really isn't that difficult, and you figure them out pretty quickly. So it's the math, like you said, is the same. It's the same exact thing. And but you don't have PEMDAS, right? Because you've got BIMDAS.
What is that?
So PEMDAS
What
is
is it?
like the order of operations. So if you've got a long equation, then we say that you do parentheses. Um, you do the parentheses first, and then you do multiplication, division, and then
Mm.
you do the addition and subtraction.
We call it board mass.
Oh, you call
Board.
BODMAS.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
BODMAS. Yep, because you got the
Yeah,
brackets in
brackets
there.
first.
Yep.
Brackets
Bod.
of multiplication.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and board. So it's division. The D is the division. The
Yep.
M is multiplication.
Yep.
Mass. S is A is addition and subtraction. Yeah.
Yep.
Same thing, just different words.
Exactly. It's the same exact process, right? It's the
Yeah.
same exact process, just different words. So yeah, that's so fun. Yes, exponents. Thank you. That's what the RE is for. BODMAS. We've got BODMAS and we've got PEMDAS. I love it. Beth is always there when the word isn't there for my lips. She's always there to like supply it for me. I love it. You're awesome, girl. So as you what was a big game changer for you as you went through the Jumpstart program?
The real game changer for me is the content creation. It's something I wasn't sure if it's previously. I wasn't doing it that much. I was just, not even considering it.
Mm-hmm.
But through the Jumpstart, I've learned how important it is. And
Mm-hmm.
seeing how much you do it, it really works. If it's working for you, so it can work for all of us.
Yes, absolutely. And when you're consistent, you no longer really have to think about no longer have to think about what you're going to do, because you just kind of know what you're going to do. Like if you're a blogger, then you're going to write your blog post, right? And then you have all your topics of what you're going to blog about. If you're a videographer, if you're doing video and stuff with video and lives, then you end up with like a calendar and coming up with a plan and then just implementing it. So if you're going to go live 2 times a week, then you go live 2 times a week, right? And you invite people to come join you, and like we invited you guys to join us today to come join us for this. It's like all of a sudden you no longer have to really think so hard about what you're going to create when you get really comfortable with certain platforms, and you can begin to get seen and known.
Yeah, actually, I'm going live on Saturday. I go live on Saturday mornings, and I'm gonna do my first interview this Saturday.
Yay! And who are you interviewing?
Just one of the students that are in university who've gone through the process of the struggles of maths and stuff like that.
And that you guys is the powerful type of content you want to be creating, right? Testimonials from your students. This is like a live testimonial of his student, right? Like that's exactly what you're kind of seeing here, right? You're seeing real life people who've gone through the program. They're getting results. That's the exact thing you want to be able to create with your content as well. What are the stories that you can tell? How can you expand on it? Tell those stories, because people want to be able to see people just like them that are struggling and getting results. And when they can see that, then they're so much more likely to reach out to you and be like, you know what, I really do think that person can help me out. So that's awesome. Congratulations on doing that. And so now, how do you feel about your tutoring business?
Oh, I'm feeling excited. Actually, me and my wife, we've got plans. So here in South Africa, we get a lot of students who don't finish well in their high school. So then they want to upgrade their maths and physics. Okay, we get a lot of those. We call it upgrading. I don't know what you guys, yeah, we call it upgrading here. So we get a lot of students upgrading. And what ends up happening is that when they upgrade, it's either they get the same marks because they're repeating the same mistakes, or they get worse marks. Okay, so we want to start some sort of academy where we'll make it tutor focused. And then we'll be the tutors, and then all they have to do is just register to rewrite the exams. And then
Okay.
we'll do the tutoring. And then the lessons that we are busy recording and putting on YouTube, those will form part of the content. So they
Okay.
can be watching that during the week, and then once or twice a week they can see their tutor. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what we're planning to. That's a long-term goal. We're planning to start it next year. So this year it's just tutoring, getting that content out. So yes, we're still recording the content, but at least we have a vision for it. It's not
You
for
do.
marketing purposes. Yeah, the
Yeah, and
marketing
then
one is
you'll be able to as well then create a membership.
Yeah,
That'll be really cool. Yeah. You could create a membership where they're able to watch those videos in between, and you can store those either on YouTube. YouTube has memberships now too. So people can become a member, and you can start thinking about like, okay, what else could we give them in addition to this that would help serve them? So you're beginning to build up your channel, your expertise, and then you can do memberships right there on YouTube if that's something that you guys want to be able to do in the future, something to kind of think about. They'd have memberships inside of there, or you could do like an outside platform as well. Like I use Kajabi or Teachable or any of those other tools that are on out there to do a membership as well. I love it. So if you could go back, to yourself right before you joined Jumpstart and give yourself advice, what advice would you give yourself?
Yeah, it's the same advice everyone says. I wish I started earlier, then I could have had my life figured out earlier. But that's just in hindsight, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, this has really been worthwhile. What makes me even more happy that it's able to pay for itself. Like the Jumpstart, I've been paying for it through these students that I've gotten since I started the program. Yeah, so that's really good. So it's really good investment. The return of investment is amazing.
Yeah, and I mean you could take the same money and put it into Facebook ads and get 0 students, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Or you could actually teach yourself how to get all these students. Yeah.
I tried that Facebook ads. I wasted a lot of money. Never worked out.
No. So how much money did you end up investing in Facebook?
It wasn't a lot. It was about half of what I've spent here on Jumpstart.
Yeah, and I think that's a tricky thing. There's so many people out there that just say you got to be on Facebook ads, you got to be on Google ads, and I think you got to know who you're talking to when you give that advice, right? Like, because if you don't know anything about marketing, which us teachers, we don't know anything about marketing, and even probably when you were a civil engineer, like you didn't learn about marketing per se and how to do those kinds of things. So to just go into Facebook ads, it doesn't work. You have to know how to use the platform. Not only do you have to know how to use the platform, which that part is pretty easy. Like how to set up an ad, they make that super easy. Setting up an ad, not a problem. Creating like the image and the copy that's going to make people click, have it go to the right place. That's the trickier part that most people don't get right because they don't do any kind of split testing and find out what is it that people are, what does your audience gravitate towards. They don't do any of those kinds of things, and then their money just goes down. It's a money eater. It's a money eater, not a money maker.
Yeah, and I've gotten 0 clients for Facebook ads, but through applying the principles that you teach, I've gotten 8 clients. So
woo!
this is even more better.
Ah, that's
I wish,
right.
I
That's
wish
right.
more people join this program because I don't know anyone who's doing what I'm doing here in South Africa, who has the knowledge that I have, except the one student you taught last time, the other South African, that
Yes.
lady. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So
Oh, I love her.
I see her on the social,
Uh-huh.
I see her content that it's different. It
Hmm.
shows that she's gone through this program.
Yeah.
Everyone else, they're just doing different things that
Yep.
don't work.
Yeah. Well, we all kind of go through that, I think, that phase in the beginning of let me see what I can do by myself. And let me
Yeah,
see how I can get students
yeah,
on my own. And then we start realizing, well, this ain't working so good. So let's try
no,
something else. So I'm really excited that you joined us. I'm really glad that you took that leap of faith and you took me up on that offer of, hey, my whole goal is if you do not get one student as you go through this program, you've applied the principles and the things that I've taught, then you get a refund for the course. And I really like it when I get to say to people, you did not qualify for the refund, Mr. Fika. You did not qualify because you ended up getting 8
that's enough.
students. Woo!
Yeah, it's fantastic. I don't want the refund.
Right? Would
Let's
you
keep
rather be able to
everyone
get
else to get
more
the
students and
refund.
more students? Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
You don't want the refund. I love it. Well, thank you for joining us
yeah.
today, and thank you guys who joined us online inside of our YouTube channel on our Facebook page. I'm so glad that you guys were joining us today, and stay tuned because we are going to be opening up the doors for you to sign up to be able to learn how to create a profitable online tutoring business. That is coming soon. So